evening, Pennsylvania beard order. Big Daddy Beardo here, President of Pennsylvania Beard Order. I'd like to welcome everybody to what I think may become a something big, something huge we got working on here. So, gonna welcome everybody to the first live episode of PBOLIVE with our special guest, Will Poole. Little background from how we know Will Poole in the club. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust here. Told you I was working out the bugs, and I'm looking the wrong direction, like it's gonna bother me. Hold on. Okay, there. That now I can look straight at the camera. And welcome everybody into the first edition of the PBOLIVE. Something we're going to be doing. I do not suck. You suck, sir. Clowns are everywhere around Lehighton. Oh my God, it's mass chaos. But we are going to have a couple episodes here. I'm going to kind of do the beard ones. I've lined up a bunch of special guests. I'm thinking Monday nights I might do something, or Tuesday nights because Monday Night Football's on. Do something a little different and have a makers night where we talk to different beard companies about their products, stuff like that. If you want. Then I'm going to have special guests, members of the bearded community, and some well-known beards that compete out there. I've lined up a couple huge ones. Wait till you see who I get. Wait till you see who's coming. So we figured we started off with one of our friends. Make it a little bit awkward tonight. Started off as a little awkward. And welcome in Will Poole. We met Will officially at the first Philly comp that we all went to. Didn't really know him. But we bumped into him. That's all we'll say. And then at Asbury Park, the first year at Asbury Park, me, Danny Kelly, and James Marks pretty much ran into him, and it just really got awkward. Really got awkward. So let me see if I can dial him up. Don't mind my hand cramping as we do this because I didn't get a tripod or a thing for the iPad yet. So let's see if this works. But the football one, we do have a football chat channel coming. Doug Smith is going to run his fantasy football picks of the week or something along those lines. Haven't quite worked out the details. But that's going to be coming down the line. And have a couple other ones that have been interested in doing a channel. So let's see how this works. We are... We are going to run a raffle after this one, thanks to Lion's Mane Beard Company. Mike over there always is awesome. We're going to also throw in one of the PBO shot glasses. And I got two other little things that I want to talk about after we chat with Will, because my iPad didn't get charged today like I was planning. So it's at 25%. So if we lose Will, it'll just be an awkward ending, and he's okay with that. So let's see if this will work or not. Do. No answer. Try again. Come on, Will. Here we go. Hello. We got him. All right. So I kind of, it's kind of awkward. I don't know if you see it in the chat there or if you're following along, but
yeah, my connection was a little shoddy, so I'm just trying to get back into everything.
Yes, it's I told you we had some bugs to work out here, so I'm moving you around. It's, you know, a little awkward. Can't even the damn glare again. But all right, so
I'm looking at a fucking fence.
you look like little glazed over there. So all right, shake that beard. All right, so everybody, this is Will. Will, this is everybody.
I think they know who Will is. You said it like 30 times now, Jason.
Let's not get awkward right off the start, okay? You know, let's kind of
Why not?
handshake or awkward fist bump, handshake. It's not quite working. So, for those that don't know you yet, tell them about yourself. Other than,
well, it's an interview. You're supposed to ask things about me, not just
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. we'll get to that.
I'm the president of Connecticut Facial Alliance. I met this awkward bastard in New Jersey, and yeah, it's been awkward.
It has been really awkward. So, how long have you been growing? We'll go with the easy questions.
Well, yeah, that's definitely an easy question. My beard's about 2.5 years old now. I've been chopping it left and right, trying to keep it neat, but as of recent, I've been kind of pretty much just letting it go wild, so.
That's, yeah, it's hard to keep it neat, and I just went off and got rid of some yesterday, and I'm not too happy, but.
Yeah, I mean, even right now, you can almost see that it's a little uneven.
Yeah. It's like, I'm about the same age, like 2.5, almost 3 now, and like the ends just were getting really horrible. Danny, you can't be in there on the handshake. It's awkward already.
I mean, both of you both stick your hands out at the same time. Guys over here trying to just figure out what to do and everything.
I didn't know if it was a fist bump, chest bump, humping your leg. I wasn't quite sure where we were going.
I think Dan Kelly was definitely all about that humping the leg part.
Yeah, he definitely was. We're not giving hand jobs. Well, Danny does give hand jobs. Found that out in Asbury. It's kind of, yeah. So, how many... You're one of the most active competitors that I know. How many have you been to?
So, last year I was a lot more active. This year I've kind of slowed down. But I still think I'm at 36.
Damn.
But I would have to double check my little spreadsheet with all my little beard comps that I've been tracking.
At 36, how far... What was your farthest that you traveled?
So, my furthest was, we did an over the night, probably 3 hours of sleep for the whole weekend. It was a 16-hour straight shot to South Carolina, the Charleston Southeastern Beard Championship. I got picked up by Boston Beard Bureau at 5 o'clock on a Friday. We picked somebody up in New Haven, Connecticut at, I think, around 6:37. Then we drove straight down to South Carolina from here. We were able to get there by the lunchtime barbecue, which was around, I think, 11:30, 12 o'clock. And then we rested for a few minutes, saw Charleston, went to the beard competition, and then we drove straight back from after the beard comp. So it was a very long weekend.
Yeah. Your audio is breaking up. I don't know if it's my connection, your connection, but we get the point, right?
Yeah.
How many times have you placed?
You better get the point. What was that?
How many times have you placed out of your 30?
I have placed probably. I mean, I can. Yeah, let me just show you my little trophies that I have here. I actually have a full trophy case at my house for all my beard competitions and everything. So, if I can get this thing to work, just like, let's see if I can flip the camera around. Yeah, so here's all my beard trophies over here. Put some more lights on the situation. So, I mean, you got Charleston, you got the Mad Viking beard comp, a bunch of local fair stuff. You got more behind it. You got Whisker Wonderland for freestyle. You got some more stuff. This is probably one of my more favorite trophies. It's a little hatchet from the guys up in Maine.
That's pretty cool.
And then the Railroad Spike from RBA, everybody knows about.
That's badass. The Mad Viking one's awesome. I thought that was pretty
impressive. Of course, one of the more famous beard competitions is the Nationals, where I got third place, full beard.
Awesome.
So, I think the only one that I've actually flown to is Murder City in Detroit. That was last year. Second place in Canada, the Nuck Fest.
Oof.
I don't know if you guys can see that. So, I mean, yeah, I've been everywhere. Or, not everywhere compared to everybody, but, I mean, to your average Joe Schmo beard competitor, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say average. 30-some competitions in 3 years, give or take. It's pretty...
Well, 2.5
yeah.
this beard.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's pretty damn impressive, I think. Danny Kelly's got one for you. Kind of a good question. Something that maybe the rest of everybody following along could like. He wants to know, how do we get our group more organized? We've had this conversation a couple times.
How do you get a club organized? That is probably one of the biggest questions that anybody tries to do. Best thing that we've done as a club is we just started a notebook, and anytime we had a club meeting or anytime we do anything, we just write down in the notebook. So you can always go back to doing stuff instead of just putting it on a even if you put it on your cell phone, it's still easy to forget to do stuff. But if you have it physically written down, and sometimes you remember to do stuff, it's easier.
Keeping it that way, okay. Patrick wants to know how you fund all your stuff.
Hopes and dreams.
Yeah. I gotta say, there's a lot of camaraderie with the competitors. Like, everybody's willing to pick somebody up on the way.
Yeah.
There's always rooms being offered to people. I mean, I got offered a room to go to Sacramento next year, and that may happen, but it just seems like...
Yeah, I would say one of the biggest thing is, I mean, at the beard competition, it's always a nice thing when somebody buys the traveling guys a drink. It may sound dumb, but I mean, when you travel, I mean, you're already putting your money into gas mileage or hotels or, I mean, pretty much everything you do for the weekend, you're putting money into. So when you get to the comp, sometimes the extra $30 or $40 for food and drinks at the comp, I mean, it's still a fee that we have to put into. So.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong. He wanted to know if it was funded by the club or personally.
Yeah, no. All of our travel and everything we do, since we're still a small club, it's all out of pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, awkward silence. I had to throw one in there. You said, which was your favorite comp to go to?
That is a question to ask.
Not calling anybody out or anything, because we know sometimes they get a little drama filled. Wait.
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh yeah.
I think every competition has its ups and downs, and every competition, like when I went to Murder City, I got to see Ford assembly line, and I got to do a whole bunch of stuff, and I got to see Felipe, as he likes to be called. And I haven't seen him. So then, when I go to someplace else, I get to see more people. So, I mean, I don't think there really is a favorite, but there are ones that just during the day are more fun to go to. So.
So I gotta ask, since you don't really have a favorite one, but I remember last year there was some sort of incident.
Yeah.
What the hell was that all about?
Well, at every beer competition, everybody drinks a little bit, and sometimes things are said and things are misinterpreted, and some things just got misinterpreted at that competition, and some people will still take it to heart, and even though it's been almost a year since the event, some people still like to bring up that stuff, and whereas the person that me and him had an altercation, have shook hands and said everything's fine, and we've competed against each other and had a good time. But there are some people out there that still like to have the drama in the beard world, which is unnecessary when at the end of the day it's all just a charity event.
Yeah. Absolutely. Not that I didn't want to bring up
Oh no, it's fine.
But at least you are all cool with everything for the most part, and no further repercussions or anything, let me see here. Patrick wants to know how you stay so stunning. Well, that's easy.
Well, I mean, I do have Patrick to look up to make sure I always live in his path. As stunning as he is.
That's very true. That's very true. Which, when you go to comps, now I've competed against you at Asbury with, I think it was just regular full beard under 12. I think it was.
Yeah, I think at Asbury they called it Little Dickman.
Yes, it was the Little Dickman. Yes.
Because we know how well that suited you, Jason.
I placed. That was my only time I've ever placed. So I'm a Little Dickman.
So yeah, it looks like you're a real little dick.
We'll work on that later.
Join PBOLIVE.
Now, what's your favorite category to compete in? Because you've been in freestyle, you've been in styled, mustache, full beard.
I'll say each category has its ups and downs. Freestyle is one of my favorite because not only are you competing during the day or during the night, but you almost turn into a little celebrity because everybody loves taking picture with the freaks.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
the freestyle guys, and I mean, even before the comp, you go to a restaurant and everybody's looking at you funny, but so that's always fun. And then I always like to do full beard style stash because it lets you have a little bit of fun with your beard, but then at the end of the day, you're still kind of like a business beard and keeping it groomed and everything. I'd say one of my least favorite is definitely just full beard natural because there's always like 800 people in those categories.
Yeah, Philly this year I thought was So it's just the full beard natural at Philly this year. It was just like a mad rush on stage. Like, I have no idea how they judged that. That was just a shit show, I think. And I don't mean it in any negative way. It just, I have no idea. Well, yeah. But I have no idea how anybody got judged. You know, nobody was there. I have no clue. And I agree, Patrick. Philly definitely sucked this year. It wasn't the same as, obviously, the Marshmallow Storm, but it
yeah. Every beard comp every year has changed one way or the other, but it's all what you make of it.
Yeah, I don't remember much of Philly after a few hours into it, because, yeah.
Do you remember much of anything with how old you are?
We had to go there. The connection's breaking up yet again.
Yeah.
Losing that. Wow. You had to go and throw that up. But yeah, Patrick, way too much bullshit. Who was it the years that Danny bumped into or whatever at Philly, and it caused a big major ordeal, and I can't remember who that was.
Yeah, I remember last year I ended up crowd surfing there, so it was kind of one of those things that I had to go back, because last year was, I mean, they had that place slamming. I mean, it was, I mean, you couldn't walk through the crowd easily, whereas this year it was, I mean, it was probably only a quarter of the venue that they filled.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it was a great event, especially for Philly, because you get to, for the traveling people, get to go down there, see the Liberty Bell and all the historic stuff, and then get to go over to the beard competition. It's crazy at night, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely, that sold me when the first year at Philly with the marshmallows, and that was a anybody who was not there has no idea, but never throw marshmallows into a crowd of people ever again. That was...
The oven's still on.
But, have you heard... I'm hearing that they're not having a Philly comp this year.
I've heard rumors, both sides of things, but, I mean, if they do have one, then obviously I'll be returning, because it was a great time the first time, and it's only an 8-hour trip for me. So, and the hotel room we stayed in last year, or this year, I mean, it was pretty cheap, and, I mean, it's a good time, and I get to see you guys, and because you guys don't hold a competition, because you're out in the middle of nowhere.
We're working on that. I'm gonna make that happen. I'm putting my big boy hat on, and we're gonna make that happen somewhere up here. And I'm thinking this time of year too.
I mean, dude, my club is putting on a comp November 19th, and we're hoping to see you guys up here. And I mean, we're only having, I think, 5 weeks to plan the whole thing, and we're almost done with everything, including shirts and everything. So, I mean, once you put your big boy panties on, you'll be able to do it.
Now, like, how do you get the ball rolling? You know, like, to me, I'm just thinking money.
The easiest way to get the ball rolling is step one: find a venue that wants to have you there. Once you have a venue, you set a date, and then everything else you set like checkpoints or milestones for everything else. Like within probably 2 weeks or a week, you should have a charity. Then the next week, you should have a letter stating what your competition's about to your vendors. And then probably 3 weeks later, you should have your vendors' money for their vending spots, their shirt on or a spot on your shirt, or whatever you're doing for a sponsorship. And then 4 weeks later, you should have all your shirts and everything. Meanwhile, you're setting up Eventbrite for your categories and pre-comp sales. So, and then you're planning your entertainment during the night and what categories you're having. And I mean, there really isn't that much to do for beard comps. You just have to get started.
That's what I'm thinking. It's just kind of once you start rolling, then it just starts falling into place.
Yeah. I think the best thing that my club's doing is there's only 2 or 3 of us that are really planning the event, and we are literally dedicated. I mean, we're good friends, so obviously we hang out during the week and everything, but we're dedicating 1 day a week just to talk about the event and stuff. So that's really helping move things along faster than anything else.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can get the competitors that go with the PBO to make the trip. I'd love to. So I'm trying to get a gaggle of us to travel on up and hang out.
I mean, it's all dependent on who all the pre-sales and everything and what goes on. But I mean, I pretty much have a house to myself, so I'd love to host a bunch of you to sleep on some floors at my place if you guys do show up.
Okay, all right. We can. We'll have to reciprocate when you guys come down to ours when we have it.
Yeah, that's another thing that a lot of the older beard competitors that have been in this for between 4 and 10 years, maybe even 15. A lot of them, when they travel, they're able to like sleep at other people's houses and stuff, and I'm sure that cuts $200 off your trip and everything, depending on the host hotel and what hotels deals are available in the area.
Yeah. Are you making plans for Texas, or is it out of the range?
Yes. No. With Texas being Worlds next year, I'm going.
You gotta, if you drive, we gotta maybe work something out, but driving's gonna be a little extreme, but that'd be an awesome road trip.
Yeah, earlier this year, before I got into my car accident, I had a car that did like 32 to 35 miles to the gallon, and road trip was 100% Insight, and now I have a Jeep Liberty that gets 22 on a good day, so it's a little bit more towards the plane ticket out there, but depending on what road trip ideas we get thrown together, maybe we could get a rental car or maybe a 15-passenger van and have a party van.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I'm trying to, since National Talk Like a Pirate Day was just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Next year and I've talked about this last year and we didn't make it happen, but next year I want to come up with a PBO pirate pub crawl where we just rent out a bus, we all dress up as pirates and just show up at random bars, and so we're trying to get you down for that. But
yeah, if you guys set up events, can't remember exactly where you are. I know you guys are on the eastern side of the state, so the worst, it's a 4-hour drive for me, so I'm sure I'd be down for a pub crawl.
We definitely would love for you guys to come down to a meeting sometime, see what we're doing, give us pointers, because we're growing, but
I think the biggest thing is just let it happen.
Yeah.
Like with my club, we sometimes we're almost too organized and too planning and too everything, but we are all about our Facebook. We have a website. We have merch online. We have. We tried to model ourselves out of after RVA as much as we could, just because they have pretty much everything we wanted. Mm-hmm. But our thing was we need to get the attendance up and everything. So that's why we're having our beard competition in a more local setting instead of in the center of the state. So we can actually do some more hardcore recruiting and have more people there at our meetings every week or every month, and get more of the community involved.
Yeah. Now, are you guys classified as a nonprofit, or have you worked those papers out?
So right now we are just a bunch of people that meet somewhere. But we are in process of talking to an accountant and deciding whether we will go 501c3 or, I don't know if you guys know about it, but there's also 501c7.
Yes.
Which is a tax-exempt club. The only downside to it is a larger percentage of your activities and stuff have to be funded by dues, rather than sales of merchandise and stuff like that. So we're talking to someone right now to see exactly where we'd fall in place, and then after our beard competition, we're going to really sit down and file all the paperwork and make us too legit to quit, you know?
Yeah, that's what we've kind of decided to go the route of like a fraternal lodge route, where we don't have to, the money doesn't have to go to charity. We can use it as we see fit, but it's still stuff like that. Phil and Danny both asking pretty much the same question. Phil wants to know how many about you have for meetings. Kenny's chiming in too and talking to him. And Will's asking about how to get more people to go to the meetings.
So what's the question then?
How many you have normally? I'm sorry. How many you normally have at a meeting, and how do you get more people there?
So on average, we've got 5 regulars, and then after the regulars, we will always have an attendance of 10 people. So every month we'll have 10 people, five people kind of cycle around, but there's always 5 people that are like myself that are always at the meetings and pretty much not running the show, but running where we're going, who's talking to who, and everything. But depending on where we go in the state, depends on who shows up. So we're trying to focus more local community, because I mean, even like Pennsylvania, I mean, you guys, I mean, say you have 1 million people in your state, there's no way to get all of them because they're so far away, but I mean, you still want to get at least, 5% of something, or
yeah,
you want to get everybody in your town involved.
Yep. We're stuck at right now 3 to 5, so that's not a horrible number. Like, we were really kind of bumming because we get 3 to 5 typical, so that's not a horrible start.
So 3 to 5 is not terrible, but you guys can do better. Challenge yourselves.
Yep.
I mean, that's the same with us. 10 people, I mean, that's a great number for us, but we want to get 20. I mean, we're always striving to get to the next level. And with 3 to 5, I would almost say, I mean, what are you guys doing for just local advertisement? Local, like, you guys handing out business cards to everybody?
Not yet. We were contemplating that. We had the stickers that we were handing.
Business cards.
We've talked about it, and it just kind of fell by the wayside.
All right. Let me show you something real quick.
Okay.
Well, once I get in my room.
Ooh, this is where the magic happens.
So this is my shitty little office setup I have. But this is just business cards for the club. Each one of these boxes is 500 or 225. Let's see, there's those. Let's see if I can find another box. Well, at one point I had over 3,000 of. I think this is another box. We got a binder for our receipts as a club. We got some shirts hanging up, some old shirts that we decided weren't good for sales. See, just all beard stuff in here. You guys remember the little floaties from Philly 2 years ago?
Yepper.
You guys remember your little bag you handed out when we were doing the accordion shit.
Awesome. I didn't think that any of them actually made it anywhere.
No, dude, I keep everything. I haven't put together a vest yet, but, I mean, I still got you guys' patch.
Nice. We're working on a new one, too.
Yeah. Try to see. Of course, you always got to carry your selfie stick, so there's that. Yeah. For bearding, I had to buy a map of Ontario because I didn't have my cell phone up there.
They actually make maps anymore?
Yeah, right? FHL patch. Because every bearded guy has one, a Whisker Dam.
I don't. I want one bad.
How do you not have one?
I know. I've been itching for one big time.
You gotta go to more comps, dude.
Yeah.
Like, just talk about lanyards.
That's what I collect. That's what my collection is going to be. Just lanyards. Oh, I'm losing sound. Oh. Lion's mane. I'm losing sound.
Got the business. A little personal note. I keep all of this. I mean, some people do reviews and do all that stuff, and I tried to do some of that, but my biggest thing is that if anybody ever asks me about anything, I just go to this drawer and, like, just show them stuff.
Well, I'm going to lose you on the iPad.
Your battery dying?
Yes, I was supposed to charge it today before I left for work, and obviously PBOLIVE just kind of didn't work today, so but yeah.
I've lost almost 15% on my cell phone battery.
Yeah, it sucks it up big time. Big time. But all right, we will definitely be in touch. Thank you for hanging out. Spread the word of the PBOLIVE. I think the idea behind it. Yeah, we'll talk.
Alright.
All right, thanks, Will.
Everything.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
All right, I'm absolutely lost. Yeah. So there you guys go. I'm sure Will's gonna chime in here in a minute and into the chat with us and stuff. Yes, definitely was a little awkward, but no. So that's our first episode of PBOLIVE. I'm gonna work on some more guests. What do you guys think? You know, send us some feedback. Gonna do this raffle a little bit later on. If we can get some more entries, get this racking up for Lion's Mane. And hopefully the next episode of PBOLIVE is going to be sponsored by a, I don't know. But check us out. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming out and hanging out for, what are we, 20 minutes? 25 minutes almost? Thanks, Kenny. And definitely, I'd love to get our guys to come up, hang out, and bring some stuff home. So we'll be working on that as a group. And we will see you on the next episode and put together this raffle. Help me sell some spots, guys. PBO, have fun. And out.